Good morning, student. Today I will talk about on the topic physical features of India. First of all, I would like to talk about location. India has all major physical features of the earth, that is mountains, plains, deserts, plateaus and islands. In India, the soil color varies from place to place as it is formed from different types of rock. India is a large landmass formed during different geological periods. India's relief features are outcome of other processes like weathering, erosion, and deposition. India has varied physical features whose formation can be explained on the basis of the theory of plate tectonics. According to the theory of plate tectonics, the seven major and minor plates that form the Earth's crust keep moving, causing stress and thus leading to folding, faulting, and volcanic activity. Plates can have convergent, divergent, and transform boundaries. India's peninsular part is made from one of the oldest landmasses of the world, Gondwana land. It was a single landmass comprising of India, Australia, South Africa, South America, and Antarctica. The physical features of India can be grouped under the following physiographic division. First one, the Himalayan mountains. Second one, the northern plains. Third one, the peninsular plateau. Fourth one, the Indian desert. Fifth one, the coastal plains. Sixth one, the islands. First of all, I would like to talk about on the topic the Himalayan mountains. The Himalayas are young fold mountains which are the loftiest and one of the most rugged mountain barriers of the world. The Himalayas are 2,400 km long, 400 km to 150 km wide from Kashmir to Arunachal Pradesh respectively. The Himalayas have three parallel ranges in longitudinal extent, namely Great or Inner Himalayas, also called Himdari. It is the highest mountain range with average height of 6,000 meters. Middle Himalayas or Himachal. The altitude varies between 3,700 and 4,500 meters. It includes ranges like Pir, Panjal, Dhaula, Dhar and Mahabharat. Outer Himalayas or Shivalik, it is outermost range with 900 to 1,100 meter average altitude. The longitudinal valley lying between and lesser Himalaya and Shivaliks are known as Dens. The Himalayas can be divided into four sections. Punjab Himalayas between Indus and Satluj, Kumayu Himalayas between Satluj and Koli, Nepal Himalayas between Koli and the Tista, Assam Himalayas, Eastern Himalayas between Tista and the Dibang. After that, I would like to talk about northern plains. It's really formed by the interplay of the three major river systems, the Indus, the Ganga, the Brahmaputra. The northern plains is spread over an area of 7 lakhs square kilometers, 240 kilometer long and 240 kilometer to 320 kilometer broad. The rivers that flow to the plains from the mountains are involved in this depositional work. Difference in relief causes the northern plain to have four regions. Dhabar lying at the foot of Shivaliks, a narrow 8 to 16 kilometer wide belt of pebbles. Second one, Terai, lying next to Bhavar, a wet and marshy area with wildlife and forest. After that, Bangar, older alluvium plain which rises above the level of the flood plains. Khadar, younger alluvium of the flood plains. After that, I would like to talk about Peninsular Plateau. The Peninsular Plateau is the tableland formed due to breaking and rifting of the Gondwana land. It is composed of the old crystalline, igneous and metamorphic rocks. The plateau consists of two broad divisions, namely the Central Highlands and the Deccan Plateau. Central Highlands lie north to river Narmada. The eastward extensions of Peninsular Plateau are locally known as Bundelkhand and Baghelkhand. The Chota Nagpur Plateau marks the further eastwards extension drained by the Damodar River. The Deccan Plateau, a triangular mass, lies to the south of the river Narmada. The western and eastern edges of the Deccan Plateaus are marked by the Western Ghats and the Eastern Ghats respectively. The Western Ghats are higher than the Eastern Ghats. Anaimudi is the highest peak in Western Ghats, 2,695 meters, and Mahendragiri with 1,501 meters is the highest peak in Eastern Ghats. A distinct feature of the Peninsular Plateau is the black soil area known as Deccan Trap. After that, I would like to talk about the Indian desert. The undulating sandy plain covered with sand dunes towards the western margins of the Aravalli Hills is the Indian desert. Crescent-shaped dunes called Barchans cover large parts of the Indian desert. It has a very less rainfall, around 150 mm. Luni is the only large river in this region. After that, I would like to talk about the coastal plains. The narrow coastal strips flank the Peninsular Plateau. On the west, the coastal strips are divided into Konkan, Mumbai, Goa, Kannada Plain, and the Malabar coast from northern to the southern part. The plains along the Bay of Bengal are wide and level. On the east, the coastal strip is divided into northern Sirkars and the Coromandel coast from northern to southern part. After that, I would like to talk about the islands. The Lakshadweep Islands group in the Arabian Sea in the coast to Kerala. The Lakshadweep Islands were formerly known as Lakshadweep, Minicoy and Amandev. The Andaman and Nicobar Islands are an elongated chain of islands located in the Bay of Bengal. The Andaman and Nicobar Islands are an elevated portion of submarine mountains. The region in India complements each other and makes the country richer in its natural resources. Mountains are the source of forests and water. Plains provide grains. Plateaus are storehouse of minerals. Coastal areas of support fishing and ports. Students are advised to do NCERT question in a notebook and go through this topic. Thank you.